Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. Starting on the all-time history for Ethereum here, we are looking at a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 finished impulse toward the upside, where we saw, of course, a potential wave 1 or a wave A, of course. Now, the highest possible scenario right now with this area is, of course, because of this longer correction that we are seeing, which is much more sideways rather than something very impulsive toward the downside. We are looking at a potential A, B, C, D, E, of course, triangle toward the upside, which it might, of course, unfold a wave C, of course, for higher prices. We are looking here at 3 waves down, 3 waves up, of course, for this scenario, and then we're looking for 3 waves down again for wave C, and potentially looking for D and a E, of course, to finish a wave C for higher. And of course, because of the triangle, it is only possible to have a wave B and not a wave 2, because the wave 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. Meaning, of course, it is a zigzag A, B, and a C toward the upside. Your target is a 1-to-1 fib level, potentially 6,476. Now, another possible scenario is a double 1-2. A double 1-2 meaning, of course, that you have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a wave 2, and then 1, 2 again. However, what I don't like in this scenario, a wave 2, that it has reached only 0.23, taken, of course, from the bottom to the top here, without reaching the minimum requirement 0.38 for a wave 2, reducing the possibility a little bit. And then, of course, in this wave 1 here, you got a wave 2, which is unfinished. It can be unfolding in W, X, and a Y. Meaning right now, you are looking, of course, for this W, X, and a Y. Inside it, you would like to hit the blue box, of course, between the 1.23, 1.38, potentially here, where you would like to finish an expanding flat, of course, as well at the same time. Potentially this, of course, leg is unfinished. We're gonna, of course, see what's going on and which scenario is highest possibility. Now, the last scenario, which is a very typical Elliott wave and basic Elliott wave, of course, where you would like to finish a simple ABC regular flat, A, B, and a C, simply after having 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing wave 1 or a wave A. Now, in this scenario, both scenarios are possible, a zigzag or an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Why? Because, of course, a regular flat will bring you back, of course, to the very, very low price action, 750. However, if you have realized, it doesn't touch even the 0.23, which is not good for both case scenario, meaning if you are in 1, 2, the wave 2 has to reach the 0.38, of course, for a 93K here, $93, sorry. Or if you are in an A, a B, and a C toward the upside, you have to reach the 0.23 as well, which is very, very rare case scenario, which is also very low price for Ethereum after the 5,000 reach over there. And basically, I tend, of course, that this scenario is a very low possibility here. We're tending for higher probability, of course, for this triangle and to move toward the upside. Let's move inside it, of course, to check what's going on inside this area. So on the 1 hour chart here, on the 1 hour chart, we are looking at the following count. We are looking at a big W, X, and a Y from the top. Maybe we need to go to the 2 hours here just to see a little bit better. Here we go. So we have a W, we have an X here, and you're looking for a wave Y. As you can see, your W is kind of like this structure, and your Y has to be, of course, following the same almost or matching the same pattern for the W. As you can see, that would be a perfect W, X, and a Y, with an X as an intruder here, a weird correction. This is exactly typical X characteristic here. And of course, looking at this scenario here, you might be, of course, in a corrective wave toward the upside and looking for lower for one more leg, as potentially an A, B, and a C here. You are finishing, of course, this scenario as an A, B from here, and a wave C. Your target might be, of course, the 1,299 or 1,269, of course. It can be the 1-to-1 fib level, basically, much more higher possibility. For this one, it can be as well as a zigzag, which is as well 0.618, 1,559. So you have to be careful with it. It might be only this leg and then start to move toward the upside. So we're gonna see, of course, how this is gonna unfold. Now, if we move back to the 1 hour chart to see a little bit more micros here, we are looking, of course, at a triangle here, definitely a triangle. And that means, of course, this is a W. We cannot read it something else. You reach a W, X, and you're looking for the Y here. The wave Y has reached already, of course, right now, the 1-to-1 fib level taken from this scenario, A, B, and a C toward the upside, meaning you have finished potentially a corrective wave and you're still looking for lower and potentially double 1-2 here. You have to be careful because this is already a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and potentially that you have finished here some 1-2s, and of course you're moving toward the downside. Let's move even much more micros. Now, of course, this looking very choppy for a wave 1, right? It's already saying, okay, this is something might be corrective rather than impulsive, and this is kind of like A, B, C, and you're looking for a final correction, like A, B, and a C. So basically, yeah, we are looking for lower in both case scenarios, meaning if you are in a corrective wave, you're still looking for one more leg to take the low here. In case we have finished a bigger correction and we're looking for something bigger, so it might be kind of like expanding this move toward the downside. Yeah, like after finishing 3 waves down here, right? Let's say we've finished a structure. You get another structure 3 waves and you get an impulse toward the downside simply to finish, of course, this corrective move. Yeah, and reaching potentially the 0.618 for a zigzag A, B, and a C, matching somehow this move. Yeah, so as you can see, this move can be matched or it can be symmetrical. As you can see, the low part or the small part is starting from the top here, while the long part starting from the bottom. In this Y, you have the long part from the top, while the small part can be reflected in the bottom. Very nice symmetrical pattern, right? So with an X in between. So basically, this is the highest possibility for Ethereum. We're gonna watch what's gonna happen. However, I believe this is already confirmed that it is corrective just by looking at this triangle here. The start of the triangle, it is already corrective. It tells you that it's still looking for lower sooner or later. And here we go. We are unfolding this scenario. Target 1,559. If broken, you have to reach, of course, the 1,300. Don't forget, on X, we are updating every day, of course. For today, we have FET already updated for, of course, for 2 minutes. Very quick, short update. Don't miss it out. That was it for Ethereum. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.